But first, what can we learn as a community from comments like this?
People in these neighborhoods don't want those type of people moving down here and ruining the property value and destroying the neighborhood. So when things like that happen, it shouldn't be such a shock.
Good evening. Those words were shocking and for many very hurtful to hear. But that interview we brought you last month also opened the door to what some say was a long overdue discussion on race relations in Buffalo. Senior correspondent Rich Newberg is digging deeper into this issue in tonight's special assignment. Rich?
Diana, that interview by Ed Dranch struck a deep nerve in a city still struggling with segregated neighborhoods and prejudices that have spanned generations. Tonight, the response to that interview.
People in these neighborhoods don't want those type of people moving down here and ruining the property value and destroying the neighborhoods.
William Shanahan's comments that African Americans are not welcomed in Buffalo's Old First Ward were spoken by a man who wasn't from that community and wasn't designated to speak for that community. Shanahan had been hired to paint Sarah Heidinger's house at the time he was interviewed by News 4's Ed Dranch. Sarah objects to Shanahan's comments being aired on TV.
It upsets me that we keep being presented as a whole based on one person's opinion, especially he didn't even know what happened here.
What happened is that a white former board member of the Old First Ward Community Association, Michael Feigel, has been charged with arranging the torching of a property owned by an African-American landlord.
The elements of the case indicate that there possibly may be a hate crime motivated incident. We want to get to the bottom of it.
As I walked away from the site of the burned down house with Laura Kelly, who directs the Old First Ward Community Association, she told me the alleged torching of the house had already gotten people talking about race relations. Shanahan's comments, she said, only aggravated the situation.
This particular neighborhood was hurt and outraged.
The hurt rippled right through the Perry public housing complex as well.
I thought it was the rudest comment I ever heard.
What do you mean by those types of people?
Minorities.
As hurtful as his comments were, Shanahan's views brought the subject of racism to the surface, forcing some citywide soul searching.
Let's be honest, there are black people who feel the same way. We need to have this conversation.
But there is hope that the younger generation won't even need to have that conversation.
In fact, there's a project underway right now here in the Old First Ward that brings children of all backgrounds and races together to lift up the community.
Here they are reconstructing a once burned-out house, so a moderate-income family will have a second chance at the American dream.
You see is kids from all over the city of Buffalo learning a building trade and at the same time creating new affordable housing in the Old First Ward.
The focus is on the project, but the children are also learning how to work as an interracial team, sharing common goals. It is a new concept for some.
It's opening your eyes to something new that you never knew was there.
See, I don't discriminate against any color. You could be anything, and I'm okay with it because you're a person just like me, you know. We eat, sleep, and breathe, you know. It's natural things we all do, and, you know, I get along with everybody. You show me kindness, I show you kindness.
The project may have already inspired other homeowners on the block to keep up their property.
Since we've been here the last 7 or 8 months, I've noticed several houses have gotten resided, new roofs, and it's starting to spruce up quite a bit.
One of the most ambitious projects to ever be undertaken in the Old First Ward elevates what is now a public housing sector.
There are big plans underway to not only transform the Perry housing community here into what's being called a choice neighborhood, but also to change some people's attitudes toward race.
You can change a neighborhood and a community.
Dr. Henry Taylor tells me the Commodore Perry district would become a mixed-income, interracial community with affordable housing and a vibrant commercial center, including shops, stores, and restaurants, a neighborhood, he says, that even William Shanahan might envy.
There's enough of us to rebuild that neighborhood and community. And I tell you what, once we have done that, this die-hard, mean-spirited racist will say, I was wrong. Can I come live over there too? It's going to happen, I guarantee you.
The Perry Choice Neighborhood Initiative is competing nationally for tens of millions of dollars of grant money. We'll let you know how it progresses. And as the dialogue on racism progresses, News 4 will be there to document it and report it. Reporting live, Rich Newberg, News 4 at 5:30.